Welcome back to Le Mans, the senior pre-final. The 8 qualified drivers out onto the circuit for this 14-lap race, which is just a few hundred metres short of 20 kilometres. We should also point out that there are just one single set of Mojo tyres for the entire racing weekend from the commencement of qualifying 2 days ago. They're completing nearly 100 kilometres of racing. The final later on this afternoon to be conducted over 16 laps. He's 14 laps here this morning. There is Cesar Gatzel, the fastest qualifier, the Frenchman. The FA Kart on pole position. Right behind him is Oakley Pryor, the Englishman. Ilian Brunsels, the Belgian, 402 in the Tony Kart. On the outside of the front row of the grid. A heat winner in the last 2 days. So there is Oakley, 455, the black suit. The Englishman flying the flag for the legendary circuit in England, that is Clay Pigeon Raceway. He's on the inside of the second row as Cesar leads him up to the line, and we do get a green. Ilian Brunsels has made a good start despite being on the outside. Can he stay with it? On the outside of the Englishman, beautiful driving by Ilian Brunsels. Indeed, he's all over the back of the pole sitter, the early race leader. He's down the inside. Cesar Gatzel gets past not only by the Belgian, but the Englishman Oakley follows him through as well. One of the few times this weekend the pole sitter has lost out in the first few corners. Reese Hunter is also right there in position number 4 for the prolific Dan Holland racing team in the FA Kart. It's a Tony Kart who leads the way, driven by a Belgian, Ilian Brunsels. So the end of lap number 1, the order is Brunsels, Pryor, the pole sitter, Cesar Gatzel. Be assured he won't stay there for too long. Has been quick. The fastest qualifier, in fact. Oakley, this is a fabulous run from him, although he's just been passed by the Frenchman at the end of the triple right-hander, Ilian. The Belgian, 402. Reese Hunter, the 17-year-old from Sunderland, third in the British Championships for DHR. Certainly in contention for the victory here this morning. Indeed, the overall title to be decided later this afternoon. Ilian Brunsels, the Belgian, a class act. Here's the Tony Kart driver. He looks behind to see the Frenchman. There is Hunter. He's fallen back a couple of positions to be in position number 5. There are Union Jacks dominating our timing screen here. Look down the order to Bradley Barrett, who's way down outside the top 20. In fact, he's in 28th. The 18-year-old who's finished second the last couple of years in the British, well, what was the Super 1 Championships, now the MSA British Kart Racing Championships. Brad Barrett having a shocking start. We should also point out Oscar Belmel, who was fastest in his group in qualifying. The 424 Sodi Kart actually took some heat wins. He's down in 32nd position behind the Swede Patrick Rundqvist. Head of Ben Donkin, Jason Lockwood, Samuel Harrison, the 15-year-old Brit, and Antoine Barbereau, the Frenchman in the top kart, currently rounds out the field. Brunsels doing everything right. Cesar withstanding the challenge. Lewis Gilbert now getting involved. He's the top Brit ahead of Oakley Pryor, Reese Hunter and Charlie Turner. Charlie Cup 504. The reigning British champion. He's ahead of the Frenchman Valentin Gil, Guillaume de Kinamont. Dylan Leger, also a heat winner In fact, he took out the first 3 heats. We have to look out for the young Frenchman. He's in 9th place. Head of the Portuguese driver, Guillaume d'Oliveira, Vincent France. The German, yes, that is correct. He's outside the top 10. As they come streaming down the straight, it is on for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th places. Bruinsel's is escaping. And Lewis Gilbert knows it. Lifts his arm to acknowledge, hey, the Belgian, the race leader, is getting away. Oakley Pryor, Cesar Gatzau, Reese, Charlie, Valentine. The Frenchman is in fact the 2nd French driver after Cesar. Liam Bruinsel's now with a 6/10 of a second lead on this, the 5th lap of the pre-final for Senior Max. The Belgian down the far part of the circuit. In the park-like setting here, it's just absolutely magnificent. This complex at Le Mans International Karting, the circuit is only 5 years of age. However, karting here at Le Mans stretches way back to the original circuit built in the 1960s. This is the 3rd kart racing circuit built at Le Mans. The warning flag goes out for the Frenchman, Romain Leroux. Oh, an accident down the bottom of the field. 4:05 is Maxim Turiev, the Russian who actually took a heat win here yesterday, but he's parked in the grass and will have to come from the back of the grid in the final this afternoon. That's a real tragedy. He's come together with Marc Camarata, the Frenchman, who also will rejoin way down the field. It was a low-speed crash. In fact, no, Camarata is out. Maxim Turiev, it's a local yellow only. As we approach half race distance. So Brunsels, Oakley Pryor, Lewis Gilbert, then the French judge, Cesar Gatzau, the pole sitter. Fastest qualifier, Valentin Gil. Then it's Hunter and Turner, the Portuguese pilot. Guillaume d'Oliveira, he's ahead of Guillaume de Guinamont. Lachlan Robinson, the Emirati-based Australian, now drags himself inside the top 10 for the English Coles Racing team. Ilya Brunsels giving them a hiding here this morning. The Belgian is 2 seconds up the road, almost the length of the back straight as he breaks into the left-hander. The 4:02 Tony Card hooked up here this morning. Oakley in 2nd place as they come onto the straight. This is half race distance now. As Vincent France, the German, sets the fastest lap of the race. He's down in 13th place. Head of Jordan Brown Nutley, the 19-year-old Englishman who was one of the favourites for this event coming into the weekend, but he's had a rotten run of luck, was just lucky to scrape into the final after a few incidents. He is running down the field. Jordan in 14th place ahead of Nick Knowlton. Daniel Vasilev from Pitești in Romania. The DR kart driver who's also been on the podium in WSK International competition in the KZ Gearbox category. Daniel was 3rd in the heats yesterday. He's ahead of Mario Novak, the Austrian. Filip Vava, another Romanian who now lives in Madrid in Spain. He's struggling to stay inside the top 20 despite winning his first heat 2 days ago here at Le Mans. Bruinsel's 2.2 seconds ahead of this battle. They come racing down the start-finish straight. Guillaume d'Oliveira, the Portuguese driver, with the fastest lap of the race. Guillaume in 7th place ahead of Turner and Leger. We told you to look out for the young Frenchman, 5:08. He's inside the top 10 in 9th place. He won heat 1, 2 and 3 to start the weekend, a DNF and then a 4th. He's back in 9th. Don't discount Dylan Leger taking the victory as he tries to defend from Lachlan Robinson. As we approach 5 laps to go, this is the race leader. The Tony Kart with that revolutionary NASA panel that was debuted 2 years ago by the OTK team. Reminiscent of something we may see in long track superkart racing, but it's become ubiquitous not only on OTK karts. As Cesar Gatzau sits up 53.008. The Frenchman in fourth, fastest lap of the race. It's a long way back to Pryor, Gilbert and Cesar Gazal. Out of the chicane, Hunter behind D'Oliveira. Head of Charlie Turner. Leger now, Charles Tesnier drags himself inside the top 10. Lachlan Robinson's fallen back to 13th ahead of Jordan Daniel. Mick Knowlton, Philip Farber, Robin Knudsen. Head of Matilda Olsen, she's down in 19th place. She was so quick. Fastest in her group at qualifying. She started on pole position for a few heats. Finishing in fourth a couple of times. She's down in 19th place. In fact, as they come across the line, our timing screen updates. She's just got by her countryman Robin Knudsen with 3.5 laps remaining. This is Ilya Bruinseels on your screen, the race leader by 3.8 seconds. He is dominating the senior pre-final A here this morning at Le Mans. The first ever running of the Rotax Max Challenge, the international trophy for 2019. The Belgian looking good to start the final from pole position later this afternoon. Lewis goes into second place now. The freight train stems from second all the way back to 12th place. Lewis for Strawberry Racing. Cesar Gazal, Valentin Gil, D'Oliveira as Iliana escapes away down the field. 3 laps to go, or away from the field I should say. There is the Belgian behind the battle rages. Gazal, Lewis Gilbert, Valentin Gil, Guillaume D'Oliveira, Reese Hunter, Charlie Turner, Oakley Pryor. 4 British drivers, 4 Union Jacks inside the top 10. Jordan Brown Nutley's worked his way into 13th place. Brad Barrett, Ben Burgess, they're back in 21st and 22nd. Samuel Harrison, the 15-year-old, ahead of Jason Lockwood, down in 24th place. Ben Donkins, 29th. And Teddy Clinton in the 444 DHR car rounds out the field at the moment. The 2 retirements, Mark Camerata and Maxim Tuliev, after they came together 5 laps ago. They will have to come from the back of the grid. Maxim Tuliev, the Russian for AG Racing, a heat winner yesterday. We'll watch him to come charging up through the field in the final here at Le Mans later this afternoon. So Ilya Bruinseels on his way to victory now. We'll start the last lap in just a moment. He's near on 200 metres ahead of the rest of the field. Lewis Gilbert in second place for Strawberry Racing, also in a Tony kart. The fastest green machine is number 402. He's from Belgium. His name is Ilya Bruinseels. He will surely start the final on pole position. Later this afternoon, the gap is almost 6 seconds here at Le Mans. Valentin Gil is now the top Frenchman. He gets by the pole sitter, the fastest qualifier, Cesar. Gazal, 487 in position number 4, but no one will catch the Belgian. Stunning drive. The question is, can he repeat it in the final later this afternoon? You will find out on our live broadcast here from Le Mans. The checkered flag comes out and Bruinseels is just brilliant. We wait, and finally Lewis Gilbert crosses the line 5.2 seconds back. Oh, one cut, a big crash into the wall. Huge moment there for Robin Knudsen, the Swede, on the racing line, despite a massive crash at near on 100 k's an hour, which you saw live here at Le Mans. Had the peace of mind to drag his kart off the racing line. Massive crash into the Tech Pro barriers. Just 100 metres from the checkered flag for Robin Knudsen. Spectacular moment in the 486 Cosmic Kart. Wow, there is the Swede. He's okay, fortunately. And as I say, despite a massive crash into the wall here at Le Mans, He's intelligent, smart, quick enough to drag his kart off the racing line, avoided by the karts behind him. He deserves credit for that alone. He's okay, which is good to see. Robin Knudsen, he's one of 4 retirements from the pre-fun, along with Mick Knowlton, Mark Kamarata, and the Russian Maxim Turiev. The other Swedish drivers, incidentally, Patrick Rundqvist finishing in 26, and Matilda Olsen, she fought her way up to finish 13th at the flag, ahead of Jordan Brown Nutley.